Kirk Duckwall here with your Market Monday real estate stats for the Twin Cities area. In this video, we're going to be talking about, as usual, where the market is and where it looks like it might be going, but also specifically as to the why I choose to use some of the data points that I bring forward. Hopefully you find this information valuable. If you do, click on that subscribe button. Heck, click on that subscribe button right now. We know that knowledge is power. The more knowledge and information you have in one of the biggest financial transactions that most people ever make, the more that you can leverage the market to your advantage. Let's dive into the data. All right, this is one of my favorites, showings per listing per week. The reason that I like this number is it's a key indicator as to where it looks like the market's going to be going in about a month to 2 months out. This can be really helpful to buyers that are thinking about getting into the market or sellers that are getting their homes ready and where the market might be for them. So the one that I choose to look at is the showings per listing per week in the median sale price range, so 200 to 400K in the Minneapolis Saint Paul area. So we can see if we go back to early March, we can see that showing activity was very strong and price points were moving up. I'll show you that in just a second. But then the showing activity dropped off. We all know why it dropped off, and we can see how that activity is directly reflected in what happened to sale prices a month or so later. So we can see those sale prices moving up, and then they dropped off. But as the activity picked back up after a few low weeks here, we can see that the sale prices started to pick back up as well. So with activity continuing to be strong, we can then assume that sale prices will continue to climb over the next month to 2 months. Another indicator that I really like to look at is month supply of inventory. This is basically based off of if you were to stop all listings from coming onto the market with the current activity, how long would it take for them to sell? So this is one of the indicators that I use in my market meter, and we can see some differentials here if I start to get specific. And one of the reasons I like this indicator, and again with the showings per week per listing, is I can get very specific as to the markets I'm looking at. So if I have a client who's looking at townhomes from 150 to 300K, I can narrow in on what that market's doing. Or somebody who's looking to sell higher end acreage property, or somebody who's just looking to buy in just a specific community, neighborhood, suburb, whatever it might be, we can lock in on not only the price ranges, but the property types, and then figure out that month supply, figure out that showing activity, and then determine what is appropriate for making offers or for pricing a house for a seller. Okay, so here's the Twin Cities average month supply right now, or expected month supply, 1.9. Locking in on a specific price range and property types, I'm going to say townhomes, 150 to 300K, I can see that is at a 1.1. So when I move that over to the market meter, which basically the market meter is a calculation between the showing activity, so the showings per listing, the month supply, and then the housing affordability index, we can see that the Twin Cities average will land us at an 8.68, so pretty strong seller's market. But because that inventory is lower for the townhomes, we can expect that to move up for that specific market. And so that actually falls at a 9.28. Hopefully this information helped you provide a little perspective as to why I choose to use the numbers that I do. I do expect our market to remain strong in that median price point for quite a few of the different markets and areas. However, if you have a specific market you want me to look up, please feel free to reach out. Always happy to help with that. So yeah, next 2 to 3 months, we're probably going to be still in a very strong seller's market. Again, interest rates is a driving factor. Interest rates are pretty darn low. They dropped off a little bit even over last week. Again, if you found this information helpful, click on that subscribe button. Take care, be safe, have a great week.